Well, hey YouTube, I finally found a mower. I went on a dry spell there for a while, but a day or so ago I found this on the curb next to a trash can. It runs, doesn't run quite right, so I'll bring you along today and we'll see if we can get it running better, and hopefully we'll have a good John Deere here when we're done. This John Deere features the newer big Briggs & Stratton overhead valve engine, 8.75 foot-pound gross torque, 190 cc's. It has oil. It was a little low, so I topped it off the other day. Needs an oil change. It has some liquid in the gas tank. It has a broken air filter box. That screw that the air filter attaches to is supposed to be right there, something like that. And it's broken. So I don't know if this thing's been sucking in dirt for a while or not. This is an electric start lawnmower, but the ignition is broken. It did not come with a bag, but I found one that fits. There should be some kind of a plastic label up there. It's missing, but the self-propel does work. It's rear-wheel drive. And check this out, we even have a tiny oil filter on this engine. This is a first for me. Our cables are jerry-rigged with duct tape and a zip tie by the previous owner. I didn't do that. And this thing probably sat in a shed for a while. It's dirty. It also had a bunch of grass wrapped around the crankshaft underneath, and it looks like they smashed it into something hard because the muffler is all mangled, and I believe it is a 2012. Best of all, this mower came with a free worn out bungee. So there's a quick overview. Let's get to work. In my garage I have what I believe to be a nearly identical engine. I found this last year. It still isn't fixed. It's just been kind of a side project for me that I haven't gotten to. So we may steal some parts off of it, because I'd much rather sell a John Deere than a Troy-Bilt. Before I dig in, I'll show you what it's doing. Maybe. So it does run, but it runs way too fast. So I'm going to take a look at the throttle, linkages, all that on the carburetor. But something here is kind of loose. Oh, wonderful. That's what we got going on here. The little thing on the carburetor is broken. The gasket that's supposed to be there is in two pieces. This thing has been abused, I would say. So, as good fortune would have it, thanks to my farting around with that red mower last year, I happen to have, I believe, a good spare carburetor to put on here. And I'll probably steal the air filter box off the red one, since this one's wobbly and the gasket's no good. I at least want to hear this thing run. And it looks like this is held on by two 5/16 bolts. Okay, let me do that. Alright, we got it off. Time to put on my replacement. Okay, it's on. I have borrowed the air filter box off the red mower, and I've transplanted it to the John Deere with a complete gasket. So I think we're about ready to see what this thing sounds like. Moment of truth. What do we have? What a score. This thing sounds great. Doesn't smoke. If it did suck in any dirt, I don't think it did it for very long because it runs like a top. So I'll do a couple more things to this. When it cools down, I'll steal my muffler and guard off my Troy-Bilt, put it on here. One other thing it needs, oil change and oil filter. I'll have to look that up. And I will flip the blade around. I'll put the cutting edge where it will cut the grass rather than the blunt edge the way it is right now. And I'll look up how much the cover is for the handlebar. This is a JS48 model, so I imagine that cover says what model John Deere this is. I haven't even checked the spark plug on it. From the sound of things, it's fine. All it needed was a new carburetor. Self-propelled works great. I think I'll wrap it up here today. Thanks for watching. So here is the John Deere all fixed up, all cleaned up. I've had a lot of people tell me I need to wash my mowers. Well, I do, I just don't usually show it. And I have purchased a new battery. And from my spare parts, I put in an ignition. Check this out. Pretty sweet. Thanks for watching.